I really want to introduce our guest, Jeff Saunders. He's such an amazing fellow. He has such a great bio that he sent me, but I really feel like it's gonna mean more to you guys to hear, coming from him. So I'm just going to stop the screen share here and introduce Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for being here with us today. Oh, I can't hear you.
There, now you can hear me. I was muted.
How's it going? Welcome.
Good. I was just saying I'm so honored that you even asked me to be a part of this. And I got goosebumps the whole time of you talking with what you're doing with your life today, because you and I are so on par with the same message of just healing and then living our life purpose today, which is huge that we finally came to this place of being able to give back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, thanks again. And geez, you said so many powerful things that I really connected with. The whole time I was smiling when you were talking, because I was connecting on so many levels. Yeah, it's just living our purpose. I'll share a bit about where I'm at today. I set a little timer so that I know when to stop talking, because my ADHD can go on. But I developed a class called Divine Light Energy. And how I developed this class was, as a child, going back to my past, I suffered with severe ADHD, being bullied, being treated differently at school. Every year was horrible for me, a lot of moving around. And then at home, I didn't have an emotional father. So you can, without getting into great detail, you can imagine not having an emotional father growing up, and then how the energy was at home. It wasn't healthy for myself at home. So I grew up, as we can connect with people, which is what I love to do, is because now we're giving back and we can connect with younger people as well. Is I didn't have no self-love. I had no self-worth at a very young age. I suffered with anxiety all of my life until this past summer, where I can teach to give back now. Severe depression I suffered with all my life. I tried committing suicide at the age of 12 for my first time. And then I had 11 more suicide attempts throughout my life after that, with not knowing how to process my feelings and emotions, which I'm huge on today, is learning and teaching, teaching others how to process those, that energy that is stored within the consciousness of our mind. So one of the other gifts I have as well, my last time going through trying to commit suicide changed my life. And that was just over 2 years ago. And I died, and I was dead for about 4 minutes. I was told by another friend who was very connected, and he knew that he works with times. So my body stopped breathing. And this is how I can teach. We have different levels of consciousness within ourselves. And when we start aligning to the true being of who we are within our body, that is the highest state of consciousness that we can actually live through. And I'll get a little bit into that, but when I came back into my body, I was given a rare gift. And the only reason why I have this gift is just for my purpose today. If I didn't have my purpose needing to have it, is that I can see divine light energy with my eyes open. So I could see spirits around me with my eyes open. And when I get myself to a state, I can see more clearly. So I've been working with these great light beings for the last, just over 2 years now. So I'm learning to master the unseen, the invisible energy that's around us at all times, so I can teach to uplift how we can turn our lives around to live a more beautiful life. And my business page is Live the Life You Deserve Coaching. So we all deserve to have a beautiful life, no matter what we've done in the past, because again, we'd be suffering when we think of past regrets. Crystal, how many times throughout your life are you like, oh, I wish I would have done things differently? And you keep playing it over and over and over, right? And then you drown yourself within your own thoughts, right? So we suffer, and anxiety comes from this as well. It's within our mind, the consciousness of our mind. So depression and anxiety, I'm huge on for helping heal people. And this is a part of my class. To align yourself to your inner spirit, your body of energy. And it all comes down to breathing techniques. And you would know this as well. When we focus on our breath, one of the biggest gifts we have that a lot of people don't use when you're going through a state of anxiety, your mind is anxious, and anxiety will stem from what? Either fears of the unknown, regrets, mistakes you've had in the past, or even focusing on the future. We start projecting, making a memory that hasn't even happened. And then how many times throughout our lives, when we projected something was going to happen, it didn't turn out that way. So we're living within a prison that we make for ourselves in our mind. And the first step, one of the first steps that I teach in my class is just focusing on your breath. So every time when you take in a nice deep breath, and I'll actually, the last 10 minutes, I'll do a healing session because I do use the divine light energy, and I teach this in my class where people can learn to heal each other and then ourselves. But my ADHD just got carried away on me there for a moment. Trying to remember where I was going. Focusing on our breath. When we focus on our breath, so right now, imagine you're having anxiety, or because you can always feel it start up before you have a panic attack. You know, I suffered with this all my life. I don't need medications anymore for any of this stuff. I've completely healed myself, and this is why I'm teaching and giving back. But it's taking in that first deep breath. As soon as you feel it coming, you know your mind's starting to go crazy. You have to catch yourself during this time. It's very important to catch yourself at the very beginning. And then it takes practice of doing it over and over. And now it just becomes a point where I don't even have anxiety no more. But it's focusing on your breath. And it's setting the intention that you're inhaling love, light, whatever it is that you need, breathing it in, and then exhaling nice and slowly to the pit of your stomach. And as you exhale, you're exhaling negativity, any of that stored energy. You're exhaling it. And when you do this 4 or 5 times and you just focus on your breath, because anytime we focus on our breath, we can't think at the same time. You cannot think and focus at the same time. It's impossible to do. You can even try it now. I'm sure some people will probably be trying it now, but you can only focus. So when you focus on your breath, now you're escaping your mind. You're escaping the chatter that is keeping you prisoner in your mind. And you're just breathing in and out, in and out. Now, Charlie Goldsmith is a great healer, and he has his own show on TLC called The Healer. And he actually, he doesn't call it that, but he uses divine light energy. And some people might be like, okay, well, this is Reiki. Reiki is a beautiful energy in this dimension. When we connect to the other dimension from where we come from, this is divine light energy. And what he said for one of his, he had one of his classes, and he talked about anxiety. When we were children, you know, and you heard a funny joke, you laughed, the emotions went through you, the energy went through you, and then the joke was over, you're laughing, everything's over, and you just move on from it. There's no thought about it after that. But what happened when we were angry as a child, you know, and your parents? What happened when you were crying? Typically, a lot of the times, at least for myself, I was told to stop crying. I was told to stop being angry. So at a very early age, we do not know how to process the energy in a healthy way because we're told to stop the process. We don't learn it. And I just got goosebumps all over. Anytime I speak truth, my whole body just lights up. But the same thing when you have anxiety, it's the same thing as hearing a funny joke. And this is what you do with your breath. You focus on your breath. You get away from your mind's chatter. You're now connecting. When you're focusing on your breath, you're present in the moment. You're not within your mind at this point. So you're escaping the prison that you've built for yourselves, because we all build them for ourselves. And you just focus on your breath. Let the energy know it's okay. It's just going to go through you and float through you just like a funny joke. And honest to God, within a minute or two, the first time I tried that was actually this past summer, where I've been healed through the anxiety. I don't suffer, even social anxiety, I don't suffer no more. And I was walking through Costco, and it was the first time not on any medications anymore. And I could feel it coming. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, Charlie Goldsmith. Okay, focus on my breath. It's just like a funny joke. It's going to flow through. I need to let the energy flow through me. And I just need to focus on my breath. So I did that 5 or 6 times. I still kept walking around. I wasn't afraid anymore. I wasn't in my mind. And I completely forgot I was starting to have a panic attack when I first went into Costco. So now I've suffered all of my life with having anxiety, and I used to use a lot of drugs. I had 25 years of drugs and whatnot to try to cover up not knowing how to deal with this energy of anxiety or even depression for that matter. So, you know, that's one huge tip for anxiety, to get away from anxiety, is just focusing on your breath, because what is happening at that state is you are living within the consciousness of your mind. It is your mind that is creating it. You are stuck. Our minds, when we come here to live our life, our minds are based on time, past and future, and memories. So anytime you're stuck in life where you're going over things over and over and over, we need to learn that they're learning. We come here to learn, grow, and evolve. They're lessons. Everything we go through, nothing happens by mistake. Everything happens for a reason, for your own personal growth. And when we realize this, and looking back, you know, actually when my first spiritual awakening for myself, I was 32 and I was in treatment. The first time I put myself in treatment, I'm 42 now. And there's one of the steps in there where they talk about getting everything out, all the secrets, everything a part of you, because this is stored energy that is a part of you that needs to come out. And it's what you've done to others that you've kept a secret, or even what others may have done to you. So the first thing for me, I wrote out, because I was doing this 12-step program 110%. I wanted to not suffer no more. So I wrote out probably 2 or 3 pages of everything I did to people that I kept a secret. So then what you do then is you go and you tell someone. So for me, I felt more comfortable going to a priest. And so I read, he's done probably 10, 20,000 people for reading these off. So I only got down to maybe 10 of them on the first page. And he was like, okay, that's good. And I was like, what do you mean? I got like 2 more pages here to read off. And he was like, no, you don't need to. I'm like, yes, I do. I need to read all of them off because I'm doing this 110%. So he's like, fine. But the biggest spiritual awakening, that what I took away from that, is he said, do you do any of those things now? I'm like, well, no. He's like, they're just mistakes. No matter what level, they were there for you to learn and grow from, and you learned from it. So you have grown from it. I just got goosebumps all over again. And that there was the biggest thing I ever had, because all of my life I was suffering for what people have done to me. It could have been being bullies, not thinking I was worthy, not thinking I was good enough because I wasn't being picked for things, you know. So that was released. And then what I've done to other people, you know, I had a lot of shame and guilt that was built up inside of me as well. So that was released instantly for me when I realized, oh my God, these are mistakes that I just made. So I actually do that as well, to give back to clients and people that I work with, to make them realize, you know, we all make mistakes, and it's a learning lesson. That's why we're here, is to learn, grow, and evolve. So a part of my class though is teaching how to get out of the consciousness of our mind. And what I was going to get to with that as well, when I died, I tried to OD, and I was successful at ODing. I got my body to stop breathing. But what happened was the pain and suffering I was going through with depression. It was so severe, obviously, to get to that state, and it was going on for a bit. And when we're suffering within our minds and then we die, there's no stopping of time. There isn't actually no time within our spiritual body, or body of energy. It's always present in the moment. And this is how when we learn to be present in the moment, what you do is you radiate. You can feel your energy. You can actually, in my class, I can teach people to feel them shifting their body of energy within their physical body. And that's one of the first few steps that I teach in my class, is feeling your actual body of energy. And if anyone has any questions, or you see anything, anyone has anything, just get them to just pop up for me there, Crystal. But because I seen something just pop up there. But feeling our body of energy, this is a huge soul activation for a lot of people, when you can actually physically have proof that you have a body of energy that you can actually control within your physical body. And this is one of the first stages that I get before we get into the healing aspect, where I teach people on how to heal in the way that I can heal people. So it's feeling your physical body. Now, The next thing that's important, and you know as well, Crystal, I'm sure, is that you ground yourself. Grounding our mind, body, soul, we ground it to the earth, you know. So I teach that, and everything I teach is in the few couple steps, easy, simple steps to do. And then the next one for myself is I actually teach people how to connect to the other side by raising their body of energy. So you need to go through a small step, which is basically walking up steps through intention. And I get them to learn how to raise their energy, body of energy, because we're like a dimmer switch. And until you activate your soul, which is the consciousness connecting from your mind to your soul, it's like an activation switch. And what happens is the more you start feeling your body of energy throughout the day, the more you're away from negativity at a high frequency of energy that you can live through. Negativity cannot reach us at that point. So I'm pretty much happy most of my day all the time. And if I'm not, that's okay. That's a part of life. But I know how to handle it now through just breathing and accepting what is. And then, of course, we get to the healing aspect where I teach people in my class as well how to connect to the divine light energy. And you can feel it run through your body, which we'll do a 10-minute one here soon. I'll do a live healing session for people so that when you actually feel the divine light energy go through you, I want people to realize that, try it, because even if they're watching the replay, please still try it, because the energy of frequency that I connect to is actually the vibration of it is recorded through the audio, and it's recorded into the video, because I've healed people from around the world just from watching my replays, and with myself as well. I had an incurable issue that there was no cure for. I had skin tags growing all over my body, my legs, arms, it was horrible. The doctor said, no, it can't be cured. There's no cure. We have to burn them off. Within 4 weeks of learning, of being taught and learning how to connect to divine light energy, every time I healed someone or using the energy, it's healing myself as well. So within a matter of 4 to 6 weeks, my skin tags are completely gone off all of my body. And the doctors don't know how to explain how they just went away when there's no cure for it. So using divine light energy can actually cure the incurable. And like I think I said earlier, Reiki energy is a beautiful gift, but it's the highest frequency of energy that people have been able to tap into in this dimension. And again, divine light energy is a much higher frequency from where we come from, because the body of energy of who we are is actually divine light beings. So we're just connecting back from where we come from, of using the strongest ability. And then, of course, in my class as well, it's online every Saturday at 10 a.m. And if I have a full class, I only have 10 people, because I want to focus on each person and make sure they get the maximum growth out of the class. And people were having, everyone walked away with their life changed, knowing that they can connect to this beautiful energy of great love and light that will flow through your body. But then they were healing one another, and they all lived in different parts of the world. They could physically feel the change in energy connecting with them, because the way it works is like cell phone to cell phone. You know, if you were to go back 50 years ago, Crystal, and you said, hey, I can FaceTime you and be halfway around the world within seconds, and we can connect. They'd call you crazy and lock you up, right? For even saying that. This works the exact same way. It's energy we can't see. It works from like our body to body, cell phone to cell phone, and it's an instant connection. So you can heal people instantly. So this is what I teach my class, and everyone, you know, everyone had very, very beautiful experiences, and now they're able to do what I'm able to do, because I'm not keeping this for myself, trying to get rich and famous or whatever. I want to share this gift that we all have. And even with myself, the ministers the spiritualist church that I went to, that I used to go to, you know, this is a 3-4 month process on how he had it written out to connect, if you're lucky enough to be able to gain the ability to do this. I teach everyone within 6 hours of 10 people. Everyone can do what I do at the maximum strength. I've put it all together. And I'm just very honored that this is a part of my life today, that I can do this. I have this ability, and a part of that, because I do live at a very high frequency of, I feel the energy flowing through me at all times, I don't have any fear. And you think I could go out to the public and be saying what I'm saying now if I lived with any fear of what people may think of me? You know, I do this for the highest good, the higher good, humanity, to help uplift, the same as you, Crystal, with what you're doing. And again, I got goosebumps because I love with what you're doing this week and last week. I believe you started last week as well. Yeah. So I just, it makes us feel good when we heal people and help people through our transformation. And I'm assuming for you as well, I can't speak for you, but it's the process you went through that made it so powerful that this is what you're teaching to give back. You never went to school. Well, we might have went to school. We've done lots of training and different ways to be who we are today, but it's your life experiences that connects with people, right? And then all the work you've done to be able to give back to people, to say, hey, I don't want you to suffer for 40 years of your life. You know, I can help you today and change your life today just by being a part of my journey with what it is I'm able to do, and give back to people and heal them in the most beautiful way. So.
That's so amazing. I love it. I love it. I'm wondering if you could answer one question. I hope
Yes.
it's not too intense of a question, but for like some of us on the call today have some experience either getting or giving healings. But when you say that the divine light energy flows through you, what does that look like, or what is that experience like on a physiological or physical level? Because it's such a higher vibration than our
Yes.
physical bodies are. So is it something that's like a filtration system that just goes through us, or does it work through our chakras?
To be honest, everyone has, when you're working with divine light energy, we all have different experiences. A lot are similar. And when we had sharing time between each person when they were healing each other, everyone had somewhat similar experiences, but different, because you can actually go through different experiences. What a lot of people say, and I have some video testimonies, and I have a YouTube channel now as well, Live the Life You Deserve Coaching, so you can see my videos. I have different things I have going on there, but the testimonies that I have from people are sometimes if they're in severe pain. I had, for instance, I had a gentleman, a good friend of mine now through social media in Ohio, and he was suffering with some kind of foot condition for the last 2 years of his life. I forget the name, I can't even try to pronounce it, but he had a hard time walking on his feet. And with him, because now I'm healing, because we can, when we use divine light energy, we can heal physical, emotional, mental. And he had a physical problem. And he said it only took me about 5 to 10 minutes. And I don't do any work. I let the energy come through me to connect with him to do the work. But he could feel warmth of hands in his lower back. He thought he was going to feel around his feet, but he said it was around his lower spine. He could feel like these 2 warm hands in his body, and they were massaging on a certain area, and then something let go. He was able, it just kept, after the 5-10 minutes, he said he noticed instantly, because it was the first time in 2 years he never had pain. He noticed because he didn't have pain. He was living with pain for the whole time. But it's sometimes you can feel hands, massaging of warm hands in your body, certain areas. You'll feel a flow of energy that's so intense, of love and light on the highest level possible. And it does, it's that flow. Some people have visions of just different lighting. I've healed another friend, he's in the shaman, and I was removing the intention, because it's everything we do is based on intentions. So his intention was to clear out any negativity, and he could actually see, and it's beautiful. If you know Reiki, this is something I need to do too, because this is a huge tool belt that I need in my life to add into it. But his colors, he said he could see his colors come, and he could see something come in and grab darkness from that color and pull it out from that color. And he went through some visionary things as well. So yeah, a lot of people have different experiences as far as that.
Wow, that's really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna try to switch us. Yay! I hope everyone can see us both now. See, look at me learning technology. This is amazing.
Did you have it on? Yeah, speaker view and the other view.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. No, that's really good. I love how the light just works through someone like how it's meant to, you know?
Yes.
Like that it just kind of like fills in the gaps and is able to, you know, like it's like pathways. Like I see it almost like like highways and side roads and stuff. Like it just like clears
Yes.
and goes through, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then a few people have had my class actually so far. The people that study Reiki, he said, you know, he uses, this is how he heals people as well. And he said he noticed a huge difference. It's definitely more powerful with what he added into his daily practice now to give back to others. And even the minister at my church, she's a beautiful woman, absolutely love her. And she's been using divine light energy for, I can't recall, I think a decade. And it's because of my ability to see spirits and work with them how I have been, that even when she took my class, and I was so honored that she was even willing to just take it, she said it felt like it was, she said it felt like the power she's been using for the last 10 years just got amped on steroids with what she felt for the power of what I can give back to teach people to amplify their abilities. And it's honestly just using the help that's there that you can't see. So because I can see it, I understand how to be able to use it, how we can use it, how it's there for us, and to be able to give back to people, especially other healers who love to heal. I'm the same, you know, why not have more? I'm so open-minded in my life. I take everything from everyone. You know, I'm not this one person who's doing it myself. No, I've grown my whole life through working with people, working with one another, being open-minded. And then, you know, look at your tool belt, you know, after 5, 10, 15, 20 years of what you can do to give back to people, right? It's beautiful.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yes.
Cool.
So I was going to say as well, if we could start, because there's only so many minutes left for an actual healing session.
Yeah, I'm into it.
And then if your viewers as well, and again, if people are watching the replay, please, you can still do this, because like I said, I'm basically opening up the gateway for you to be able to connect to the energy that is recorded through the audio. So. And we can all do this if you take my course on Saturday. I can teach you. Okay. So the first thing is making sure, I always tell everyone, make sure your cell phones, everything's shut off. That's not going to distract you. And then, I always look at mine too. And then, so it's a reminder for myself. So you want to be nice and you want to feel nice and relaxed with where you're sitting right now. And your eyes are closed. And now I want you to take in a nice deep breath. And every time we inhale, we're inhaling light and love. And as we exhale, it's exhaling nice and slowly to the pit of your stomach. Doing this 5 times now. Feeling the air enter your lungs. Feeling it leave your lungs. Starting to feel nice and relaxed. Now with each breath you take in, you need to around your eyes, your cheeks, releasing your muscle to let it feel at ease. From your neck, your shoulders feeling nice and relaxed with each breath you take in and out. Down your hips, through your legs, down to your feet. I want you to imagine you're staring at a white wall. You're focusing on this white wall. So you are not thinking, you're just focusing on this white wall. I want you to imagine you can see your body right now. It's a hollow body. And you see this small, bright light in the center of your chest. With each breath you take in now, I want you to see that light get brighter, starting to go through your cells, expanding through your body. And feel the energy starting to flow through you even more. Each breath you take in. light's getting very, very bright all throughout your body. Just being aware and observing your body's energy. Feeling the aliveness of who you truly are inside your physical body right now. Now, if you're in any physical pain, any emotional pain, or you just want clarity within your life over things, set those intentions now before I connect, and I connect with each of you on what it is you want healed. In your mind, I want you to ask right now for all fears to be removed so you can have a solid connection with me. Asking for any obstacles to be taken away and removed so I can connect with you fully, because your free will is everything and you need to be open to it. Also, the more you believe, the more you're going to receive. So when you start feeling the energy come through your body, be aware and just observe all the time of your body with the energy. And I'm going to connect with each of you now for 5 minutes. If your mind drifts off, just come back to your breath and then being aware and observing energy in your body. Now, within the next 10 to 15 seconds after I'm done talking, I want you to pay attention to the energy within your body. We always give thanks within our mind for the session, the healing that you had today, connecting to the divine light energy. Giving thanks for the love and warmth and healing that you have received today. And when you're ready, just start taking a nice deep breath in before you come back.
Wow.
Hmm.
That was really cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, because some people will ask, and that's what I get all my information. I've hundreds of people since last year that I've been a part of healing them in some way. And the biggest thing that I take away from it is knowing what they went through, because that's how I give back the information, because I did not go to school for this. I mean, I guess I did because I went to this school that we're living in life. But there was no, I get my information on how the information people give back to me. And before you say what you went through, remember when I said just in the next 10, 15 seconds, did you feel any difference when because I'll
Yeah,
tell you
I
what I
did.
did. I'll tell you what I did. Because there are six archangels I work with. One of them is one of the great healing archangels, and that's who I work with. He amplifies the even more than the divine light healing that or energy that we can connect with, because we can all do this. I'm not anyone special. I'm just teaching what we can all do. But then because I work with him, he's one of the archangels I work with every day. He actually becomes a part of me, and he can do this with each and every one of you as well, to amplify it even more. That's why I like the minister the minister friend of mine, she said, it felt like it was on steroids for the first time. I never felt that because I never tapped into that energy before. And of course, we can't see it around us all the time, but we can feel it because we're an empath. But if you can't see it, you don't ever truly know, right? So if you want to share what you went through, I
Yeah, that was
always love it.
cool. That was super cool. I really like the looking at the white wall and just seeing myself as like the shell, like outside of the physical. And then I started to feel like kind of waves going through my body. It was almost like a scanning or something, just like this like filtration system scanning through. But then when you said, in 10 to 15 seconds, my ears started ringing loud, really loud, which always happens when there's angels near. My ears will ring really,
Mm.
really loud. And then it was like these snaps of like static electricity or like lightning going through different parts of my body. And I started to feel like not a weight, but this intensity around my heart. It was super cool. But it was just like electric snaps. I don't know how else to explain it, like mini lightning bolts inside of me or something. And then my attention went to the places where I had set the intention to heal, which is like dirt bike injuries. So my ankle and my knee. Yeah, and also to like clear my mind. And I just felt like my mind, just like all the stuff, like just quiet right down, and like all this healing energy going into my knee and my ankle. It was really cool. It was really cool.
Yes. And we have, and guess what? And everyone's going to love this part. The government cannot make money off of the energy that there's no way for them to make money off of us. And we have the most powerful energy at our fingertips. And I heal my cat all the time. I used to have to bring her to the vet for a bad eye infection that she would get when she eats food, because she's like a human. Whenever she can get off food, I heal her whenever she has it, and her eye is better later that same day of using divine light energy. It's gone. She's able to open her eyes. So we can heal loved ones. They don't need to be next to us. We can heal them. Your animals, your pets, your children, and you can heal them within the same day. Within 5-10 minutes, right?
Wow. So how can people find out more about taking the course with you?
Well, I do. I shared on my Facebook. I'm new to this as well with my business. I only started a year ago, and anytime starting off with a business, it's very, very slow. But it is a lot of fun because it's our passion. We love doing it, so we're growing with it. But so the marketing, I'm trying to get into marketing now. But I started a YouTube channel, I said earlier, and my Facebook page, Live the Life You Deserve Coaching. Two of them, YouTube or Facebook. You can find me on there. And I do have, like I said, I do share every week. I'll repost for the class. And like I said, there's only limited seating because it's a very impactful class with each person. to have, you know, grown during the class that I keep my class size small. So it is every Saturday. The next one I don't think is available until the 6th, I think, of June is the next one, I think, Saturday. So there's no more spots until then. But my email, my business page, they can connect with me. And right now until July 1st, I'm offering half off. The value of what I'm giving out is worth way more, but I'm looking at connecting with the mass of people at a lower amount. So I'm only charging 300 Canadian for that. Right now it's half off because I just started my class until July 1st. So it's only 150 Canadian, which is like $10 American. So just kidding. The exchange rate's crazy right now.
Yeah.
But so they can find me on either page.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And also there's a little video in there that I'm going to be putting into the treasure chest from you as well too. So I really encourage people to check out the treasure chest, and they can learn more about what you're doing. And I believe in that video also has some of the ways to contact you. And I'm going to share some of your links onto my Facebook page as well.
Okay, thank you. Yes, because it does have testimonies. It has testimonies from 9 students of mine that I had sharing their experience on what they went through my class. So
perfect, perfect. So let's just go into a quick screen share here. Okay, guys, you just like learned the secret of healing humans and healing everything in the planet. So what are you going to do differently now? What are you going to start implementing into your life now that you know that you can flow that energy through you, flow that healing power through you? You can type into the chat if you'd like to share. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And my gift to you too is I'm going to right now put into the chat box, if I can figure out how to find it. There we go. A link to a questionnaire. So in that questionnaire, you guys are going to tell me about how I can be more of service to you. So at the end of the questionnaire, you're going to have a link that goes to the treasure chest, and that will give you access to all the recordings of the calls from this week and last week, as well as all the gifts from the guest speakers. And if you've taken the questionnaire before, that's one of the first questions, and you can just put yes, and it'll take you directly to the link for the treasure chest. So just go ahead and click onto that, and it will give you guys access to all that information. And you know, it's super important that we share this information. I think I have the wrong dates on this one, but share this information with people. Share the webinar, put it on your social media, invite someone who's feeling depressed, invite someone who's ready to do healing. You know, they're going to get what they need from this. It's totally free. It's just, you know, our way to be in service to each other and into the world. So I really encourage you guys to, you know, to tell everyone about what you're learning and go out and share that information. And tomorrow's guest, I'm super excited, is my friend Dee Mago. She is such an amazing woman. She's an author, she's a healer, she's a personal trainer. Oh man, I've done so many cool projects with her. I met her in business school, and I'm just like, lady, I'm keeping you forever. So I'm super excited to have her on the show tomorrow. She's going to teach you guys all kinds of cool things about how to strengthen your body, strengthen your mind, heal yourselves, and as well as eat healthy. And she has a new book that she just wrote and published, and it's called Happy Naked. And that teaches you all about how to love your body and how to love yourself and to overcome those stigmas and, you know, the programming that we have in the subconscious mind that stops us from being our true selves. So she's our guest for tomorrow. And again, I just want to give a huge thanks to Jess Saunders for being here today. I love this picture of you too.
I'm actually wearing the same shirt.
So happy. That's awesome. I just love spending time with you. I love chatting with you. I just feel your energy flowing so powerful, and I'm so glad that, you know, the tribes are uniting and that we're, you know, we have these opportunities to really share. So I'm really grateful that you came on the call today. Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you again. It was a pleasure.
So just again, immense gratitude to everyone for being on the call. You know, I pray every day to the angels to bring me the game changers so that we can learn things and go out into the world and make a difference. So if you're here right now hearing this, that is because you are a game changer, and I have so much love and gratitude for you. And I just, you know, I want you to live your best life possible, and to have, you know, to have the tools and the knowledge to overcome anything that comes your way, and to know that you're a divine god or divine goddess, and that, you know, whatever you want in your life, you can have. And I believe in you, and I'm holding space for you for that growth. And again, the treasure chest of gems, make sure you get access to it. There's such amazing things in there. Meditations, exercises, You know, last week we had a good friend of mine who's a chiropractor on there. She talked about dealing with all kinds of pain that we might have right now from sitting in chairs and you know, from sitting in weird ways and working at home that we're not used to, and just all kinds of ways that we can heal ourselves. So make sure you get access to that. And then maybe you can, you know, maybe you can make it a daily exercise to go through that healing session that we just did with Jeff and really start to peel back the layers and deal with some of those things that have been holding you back. So you'll get access to all of that in the treasure chest. So if anyone has any final questions, I guess now would be a good time. Let's see, I'm just gonna go back through the chat and see what anyone had put here. Everyone's super excited about you, Jeff. That's really amazing. Okay, and Lynn. Yeah, Lynn, you typed in here. Sometimes when Jeff was talking before the healing session, I could not hear every word. It sounded a bit warbly, but during the healing, I could hear someone else's conversation very faintly. I wonder if it's the same for others. That's really interesting. I wonder if there was like, I wonder if she could hear the angels talking.
Okay. Most definitely. So yes. And even I noticed Erica, she said it brought tears to my eyes, feeling the healing and feeling lighter. And that's the biggest thing, that the beautiful gift is that it's removing darkness from your life. It's bringing the light in, healing, bringing the darkness to the light and healing it, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental. So that's absolutely beautiful. I always love that as well, hearing that people feel lighter after.
Definitely. Okay, so I will make sure that people can contact you. I'm going to put some stuff onto my page here so that they can contact you, as well as in the treasure chest. Yeah, everyone's just giving lots of love and thanks to us. Yeah,
yes, awesome.
You're so amazing. I love you so much. And I'm so grateful that you're doing this work, and that, you know, the angels just wouldn't let you leave because you weren't done yet.
Yes, thank God. You know, and that's like for a lot of people out there, you know, we all have great purpose. Each and every one of us are unique. We're like a fingerprint. You are unique for your life, and you have so much to give back. We can all give back about our life story once we've done the healing, we've done the work, and then give back. We all have amazing things for our purpose to give back. So thank you again, you as well, for doing what you're doing. Yes, I love it.
Thank you all for being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the show tomorrow. So go out and live your best life possible. I love you all very